Milwaukee fell short of their championship aspirations in the bubble. Here's Giannis on his Bucks status.
Right now, Eric, I'm not focusing on that. I'm just trying to focus on myself, how I can get better, how I can help my teammates be better. Obviously, everybody wants to win a championship. I want to win a championship. There's nobody who wants to win a championship more than me. I can guarantee you that. But there's steps to that. You got to keep improving. You got to keep getting better, and hopefully we can get there this year.
Well, Giannis has until the 21st to sign that extension. That is one day before the regular season starts. And Max, I want to start with you. Is Giannis under the most pressure this season to win a title?
He is, and it's by default. Look around the league. First of all, what did the Bucks do in the offseason? They got rid of Eric Bledsoe. What was the problem, right? Giannis and Middleton, they needed a guy who could be a playmaker and shoot and defend and do it under pressure in the playoffs. They subtracted Eric Bledsoe, or they turned him into Drew Holiday. Bledsoe was unable to do it. Holiday has a track record of doing it, okay? So they addressed that concern, even though the Bogdanovich trade got undone. Look around. Giannis won 60 games 2 years ago. Last year, they were going to win 60. It was only a 73-game season, but they won 56. They'd have won 60 had they played a full season. This is a 60-win team in the regular season. Giannis won back-to-back MVPs. He's the best player in the world in the regular season, right? But he hasn't been the same in the playoffs, not quite, because he plays like a big in the playoffs. Stephen A., you correctly identified that before it happened. You predicted it. He's going to play like a big in the playoffs, and he did. He needs help in the backcourt. He got it. Look around the league. LeBron and AD just won one. If something should happen this season, they already got one. They'll be together going forward. They're going to be all right. There's pressure, of course. It's LeBron always. KD, you just said it. He's coming off an Achilles. And what do we know about Kyrie? James Harden's, the Rockets are not the same. And he's not even going to be on the team. The Warriors get Steph back, but now no Clay. None of those teams, except for the Lakers, are expected to win a championship. And the Lakers just got a championship. Who else is there? The Sixers? Well, sure, they need to show they're going in the right direction. Do they need to win it right now? This moment? Do they need to do it? The Celtics got worse. Just look around the league. The Nuggets didn't get any better, really. The Clippers got marginally better. No, the pressure is on Giannis, the best player in the world for 2 consecutive seasons until it matters most, and they addressed the need on the team. There's more pressure on Giannis to win than anyone else.
I disagree with you, Max. I don't disagree with your points, but I disagree with you because I have other targets on my mind. One could easily say James Harden. Obviously, he's got to get to a better situation than he is in Houston right now. But considering the fact that he's 31 years of age, he's a reigning 3-time league scoring champion, the offensive juggernaut that he is, and the fact that people have accused him of coming up short in big moments, I think there's a lot more pressure on him. The fact that he's 5 years older and has been in better situations than Milwaukee, that's number one. Russell Westbrook is another name that comes up. He's 32 years of age. He's in the midst of a $217 million contract. And up until last year, hadn't been out of the first round since KD left Oklahoma City. And so, yeah, he got to the semifinals last year, Western Conference semifinals, but now he's gotten traded and he wanted the ball in his hands. And so people are going to be looking at that. Those are names that pop into my head. But you know where I'm going, Max. You know who's number one on my list. And number one on my list, believe it or not, is a person that already has 2 rings and 2 NBA Finals MVPs. And his name would be Kawhi Leonard. Now, why would I say such a thing, Max? For a champion. Well, we know he wasn't the first, second, or third option when he won the first title in San Antonio. When he won the title in Toronto, he won it out of San Antonio. They shipped him to Toronto. They had been fresh off of winning 58, 59 games the previous 2 years, and you had the structure in place. He was that dude that year, make no mistake. KD going down and all of that other stuff. Question marks about that. But now it's your team. This is your team. In LeBron's town that you said wasn't his town. When you had the commercial, Max, and you had the crown dangling from your car mirror, and with the LA sign hovering over you, you gave every indication who's the king. It would be me. It would not be LeBron. So guess what? Here I come. And then y'all fold a 3-1 lead, and you wet the bed in Game 7. scoreless in the second half. And, it was pathetic. So I look at it from that perspective. The fact that LeBron is the king now, he's the champion in L.A., and they did all of this for you, Kawhi Leonard, so they could get you to the Clippers. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah,
it's even
that's
worse.
What I'm saying.
It's even worse because the team that they collapsed against, the Lakers took care of in 5 games. But Stephen A., here's the problem. You don't even need me for this segment. You could do a split screen with yourself. You're arguing against Stephen A. from 1 segment ago when you said Paul George is going to be the most scrutinized player.
Yeah.
Why would Paul George be the most scrutinized player? Because he choked in the playoffs. And you have also said that clearly that means that Kawhi is working with a handicap that LeBron is not. AD didn't choke in the playoffs. AD played like an MVP. So that's not just about pressure on Kawhi, and the Clippers just got marginally better. There's a lot on Paul George.
Kellerman. Let me imitate Molly a little bit, Max, or Charlie Max. Here's the deal, Max Kellerman. The previous question was, who's going to be the most scrutinized in the league? The question here is Giannis under the most pressure to win the title. Those are 2 different questions. Those are 2 different questions.
That's true.
It's not from the previous segment.
That's true.
Well, you said I said it in the previous segment, and that's not true.
Right, because your point about Paul George being scrutinized is because he choked in the playoffs, right? So people know going into this season, Kawhi's crime partner is not who he needs compared to LeBron, who has AD, who is what he needs. Giannis, on the other hand, goes from MVP, 60 wins a season, to going away in the playoffs, and they got him Drew Holiday, which is supposed to address that.
Opening night. Now, we're disappointed because they probably ain't going to play because after the year LeBron and AD had, they probably won't be there opening night. But we know the Lakers and the Clippers are playing opening night, Staples Center. Who's Milwaukee playing opening night, Max? Do you even know? Of course you don't.
I'm sorry, Stephen A., the segment's
You know
over.
why? Because we don't care.
I think Giannis, of all people,
we don't care, Max.
I would answer that, but the segment's over. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I think Giannis cares because he's one of 14 multiple MVP winners in NBA history.
Right.
Guess what, guys? He's only one of 3 to have never. Kevin Durant hitting the hardwood for the first time in a year, that is in a game. When the Nets open their preseason against the Wizards on Sunday, the Nets have championship aspirations. So now comes the task of mapping out exactly how Brooklyn's coaching staff is going to utilize the former MVP. KD, what do you know so far?
I think coach is going to use me in a variety of ways, and especially as a small ball 5, 4 sometimes, and bringing the ball up too. So I just got to be ready for anything.
All right, he is ready for anything. And Max, I want to ask you, do you think KD is going to be the most scrutinized player in the NBA this year?
Oh, yeah, easily. It's going to be KD. First of all, he bravely and I think smartly chose the Brooklyn Nets, right? Like, he leaves the Warriors and this dynasty for which he rightly didn't get the credit he wanted because he joined a 73-win team with Steph, Clay, Dre, etc. If you add any all-star to that team, they can't lose. They cannot lose. And KD just ain't any all-star. So winning the championships didn't prove the thing that winning a championship is supposed to prove. And on some level, KD had to recognize that. So he said, okay, watch this. I'm going to go to a team that never sniffs a championship. And of course, you need to bring at least one more great player. No one wins by themselves. And I'm going to do it there. I'm going to do it in the biggest media market in the world. And for the team that's considered the little brother in that town, in the borough of Brooklyn, rings bells around the world. And he's doing it off an Achilles. Like, that's a huge, gutsy move by KD. If he wins a championship when he's no longer at his best necessarily, he proves greatness in a way he never did. And for that reason, Stephen A., we're all going to be watching him. And don't tell me he's 7 feet with a 20,000-foot wingspan and he'll average 25 in his sleep, Stephen A., because that may be true. He can average 25 in his sleep. Bernard King came back from the ACL way back in the day. He can still average 20. He wasn't Bernard King anymore. Wasn't the same guy. We're all watching to see if KD is still KD. We're all watching to see if he is, or even if he's not quite. Can he lead a team that has no business there, like not like the Warriors were, to a championship, at least to a finals. Can he get out of the East? And Stephen A., guess what? Your boy Kyrie, when he comes out when he releases a statement, I'm not going to answer any questions, I have to move differently, guess what? He's putting that all on KD. When that dude's like, I'm not going to lead, I'm not going to face the media, all that goes to KD, who is the best player on the team, the leader on the team. It's his Brooklyn Nets, and he is the most scrutinized player in the NBA this year.
You couldn't be more wrong about this particular subject. You are very, very wrong.